Hi everyone, welcome to Hangin' Out with Heather. I'm your host, Heather Lehrman. We have a great show today. I have a special guest, Tom Renner. He's an actor, a producer, a sensei, and a Long Island social studies teacher. Welcome to the show, Tom.
Thanks for having me, Heather.
I'm so happy for him to be here today. He has a movie out called Assassin X, and he's the producer and acted in the movie. So Tom, tell us all about the movie from inception to now. Sony released the movie.
Well, it started a long, long time ago at a stunt camp under Sensei Michael D. Pasquale Jr. We go to this martial arts stunt camp and doing all these stunts and fighting. I met director Art Camacho, and along the way, I had told Art that I would love to do a film with him in the future. So Art had me in some of his projects, Redemption, 13 Dead Men, Funky Monkey out in California, and from there we got this great friendship going on. And like I said, I told Art I wanted to do a film with him. So, you know, go ahead 20 years later, we come up with some ideas. We come up with this idea of The Chemist, and The Chemist, as it gets picked up, turns to Assassin X by Sony Pictures. But I get my partners involved, Joseph Navarra and Cherise Hishme, and Art Camacho. So we have the LA team, we have the New York team. We put both teams together, and we came up with a great crew to make this film, Assassin X, which just came out like 2 weeks ago, distributed by Sony Pictures, and it's all over right now. It's doing really well.
Okay, and we have, you want to set us up? We have the movie trailer, which was originally named The Chemist, and as Tom said, is now called Assassin X. So let's play the movie trailer.
This case requires a lot of finesse. I'm gonna have to bring in steel.
Screw steel, we don't need him. This is gonna be my case. All I need is a few mercs. You go in, and I'll smoke them all out.
We had a deal.
It was a mistake.
Screw that. You and I both know we don't make mistakes like that.
Why her?
Everything's in the dossier.
Oh, don't look that way.
Ronis, you're a goddamn executioner.
This one doesn't feel right.
It's such a call.
Why did you kill her?
I told you it was way too soon.
That man was your responsibility. Plain and simple.
And we're back from the movie trailer. Tom, it was your first movie that you produced.
Yes.
What was that experience?
Yeah, just a crazy ride. Being an actor, you know, doing stunts, choreography, and then just sitting at the table, pulling the producers together for the film, and my good friend Art Camacho, getting everyone together, and then everyone agreeing on this project and going forward with it. Couple of script revisions, and then getting the team out in California together, putting your wish list together for the actors. You know, Olivier Gruner, great action star, Marty Cove, all these guys that we pulled in, Carmen Cabana, our DP, very fortunate to get her working on the project with us, and Stephen Dell, Nina, Stephanie. It was just great to bring it all together, and then, you know, we were doing this film and hoping that it would get big, but getting picked up by Sony Pictures was a dream come true for me. Just a really great experience to go through all this. A lot of paperwork, though, on the producing end. I was pretty new at this time around, so I learned a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff with Art Camacho and how to actually put this film together.
Okay, so now you're going to produce another movie?
Yeah, hopefully. We're working on a few scripts right now. Really can't talk about anything. We're still selling Assassin X because Sony picked it up in the United States and Canada, so its domestic release is going well. But now we're out for, you know, Japan, the Philippines, Europe, wherever we could get the film sold. We'll be out at the Action on Film International Film Festival, running some stuff there. They have the AFMs out in California, which is our next selling place, where our distributor will be there with the film, selling to all the markets around the world.
That's great. Well, I watched the movie last night, and at the end of it, it just makes me want to kick butt, which brings me to Tom's next hat that he wears. Tom owns Kazan Dojo right here in Deer Park, Long Island, and is a sensei for over 30 years. Tom actually let me come to take a class and show me some moves and how to take down a big, huge guy, even little me. And it's wonderful self-defense techniques. Tom's been doing multiple styles of
Jiu-jitsu.
Jiu-jitsu for many years. You started at about 14 years old?
Yeah. Yeah, I started taking martial arts as a kid, you know, moving from school to school when I was younger. Didn't always get the warmest welcome being the new kid, so getting pushed around a little bit, you kind of get fed up with that. So I started taking martial arts at the age of 14. Didn't want to get bullied around like Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee never wanted to get pushed around, he always wanted to train and just be the best, never wanted to lose a fight ever again. Well, that was my mindset. So I trained and trained and trained, and I never thought I would use the jiu-jitsu to be a sensei. I wanted to go out and do other things. I wanted to be a bounty hunter and do vigilante stuff and do some crazy things like that. But it turned into being the sensei and teaching kids not to bully and how to protect themselves, women how to protect themselves from big guys or anybody, and just be safe walking their family to a car after they're shopping. Just being confident with that. And we have, you know, kids from potty trained to, you know, older guys, you know, up in their 70s at the dojo. It's just a great place. It's a nice house to have everyone come together to learn self-defense and become a family at the dojo.
And you've owned Kazan for 30 years.
Yeah, we just celebrated 30 years. The dojo's been open for 30 years. Big accomplishment for a martial arts school here on the island or anywhere. But yeah, we've been doing Japanese sword fighting called Iaido at the dojo. I have my 4th degree black belt in that. And then several different styles of jiu-jitsu under the leadership of Sensei Michael DePasquale Jr. and Professor Leon J. I've been with both of those families for a very long time.
Well, Tom is a master at what he does, that's for sure. And we have a movie clip of me down at the dojo last week, and he was teaching me some great moves and great self-defense techniques, so let's watch it. Hi everyone, you're hanging out with Heather, and I'm here with Tom Renner. Hi Tom.
Hey everybody, how we doing?
He invited me down to his Kazan Dojo here in Deer Park, Long Island. I'm so excited to be here. Tom's going to be showing me some self-defense moves.
Looking forward to it. We're going to take down some big guys.
That's right. He's going to show me how to kill someone with a lipstick. Tom's a master instructor, sensei. And how did you come up with Kazan, the name Kazan?
Well, I was actually at a Kotobuki Japanese restaurant, and I was sitting with a couple of the sushi chefs. I was trying to think of a name of the dojo, and Kazan means volcano, and they actually wrote it out, and it looks like a volcano in the kanji. So I thought about martial arts, and when you watch it, it looks beautiful, but when you have to defend yourself, it can be very violent and aggressive, and you wipe everyone out in your path. Just like a volcano, it looks beautiful when you're watching it, but then when it erupts, the lava wipes everything out in its path. So that's kind of how I came up with the name Kazan Dojo.
Great. So Tom has an inspirational story. He actually started practicing jiu-jitsu styles when he was about 14 years old because he was bullied as a child and he didn't want it to happen to anyone else.
That's correct. Yeah, I was having a hard time in school. We moved from school to school while I was a kid. My father had a delicatessen in Mineola, then we had one out in Shirley. Just kind of moved around a lot. So I was the new kid in school a lot. And, when you're a new kid in school, and I had very long hair at the time, I would kind of get pushed around and bullied. And after a while, I kind of got sick of it. And I started learning jiu-jitsu when I was 14. And a few years into it, then I could actually start defending myself.
That's great. And Tom's owned Kazan Dojo for 30 years here in Deer Park. And your students are adults and children.
Yeah, we start out from potty trained pretty much till one of my oldest students, not my top student, but one of my oldest students, like 78 years old, also a good friend of mine, Tom Ryan. He's not going to be happy I said his name and his age, but he's a great actor and a great friend and a great martial artist. Been with me for a long time. Has his black belt. He got his black belt at like 77 years old. So anyone can do it. The kids train, the kids get it done, and the adults can get it done. It's amazing. I just test them. You just have to be better than you were when you first came in the dojo. It's not to compare against anyone else in the school. It's to compare yourself against yourself, and we just make you better than when you first got here. That's
great. And they're here to learn discipline, respect, loyalty, and great self-defense. That's your motto.
Yep, that's what we do here. We want to learn some really, really great self-defense. It's very street applicable. We teach police officers. I teach FBI, air marshals, all regular parents, doctors, moms, dads, whoever. And like I said, the kids, students that come in. But it's going to be practical self-defense. If you get attacked, after the rank of a green belt, you should be able to defend yourself pretty well.
All right, Tom. I couldn't pronounce them, so please do me the honors and tell me your ranks.
Okay, I have my 7th degree black belt in Yoshitsune Jiu-Jitsu under Grandmaster Soki Michael Di Pasquale Jr. Been with the family a very, very long time. I have my 6th degree black belt in small circle jiu-jitsu under the J family and Sensei Leon J. Professor Wally J was his father, who was a great inspiration to me also, besides Sensei Michael Di Pasquale Sr. And I have my 4th degree black belt in Japanese sword, or Iaido. It's a Japanese sword fighting system.
And many famous people have trained with you too.
Yeah, I got a couple of famous people that have come down. We've actually had David Morse come down on the mats with us, who's actually here for a test. I've trained, like I said, a lot of the police officers. Tom Ryan is a great actor. John Stanisi is a Broadway actor. Earl Baker is another actor that's here at the dojo. They run a lot of TV shows. It's nice to have them here.
That's great. Well, I'm going to get changed, and Tom and his crew are going to teach me some moves.
Ready to get chopping away here.
So thanks again for having me tonight.
Don't want to go through so much stuff. Thank you. Okay, this technique that we're going to do with Heather is she's standing there hanging out. This young punk comes up and grabs her in an underarm forward bear hug. She's going to clap him in the ears but hit behind him obviously so she doesn't hurt him. She's going to knee him in the stomach or the groin. She's going to grab him by the hair and tear him down on the floor. Good, Heather. Twist him. That's it, run. Good. That's it. One more time. Let's do it again. Grab him. Come on, smack him. Hit him. Twist him. That's it. That's it. Good. Awesome. Good job. Okay, you're out. Joe, come on in. Front choke. Front choke move. She's going to get grabbed in a front choke move now. We're going to teach her how to do a front choke self-defense technique, #1 in our system. Okay, front choke. Up and over. Over. Grab. Elbow. That's it. Good. One more time. Good. One more time. And up and over. Boom. Boom. Good. And now you're going to do your foot and you're just going to sweep them backwards. Okay, so step this way a little bit. Do it again. Go ahead. Up and over. Elbow him. Step behind and then throw. Just like that. One more time. Okay. That's it. Just push them over. Okay. Go ahead. Up and over. Step in. Push. That's it. Good. Now we have a back choke technique. Someone comes behind you. It's more dangerous because you actually have the 8 fingers across the front of the throat. So So you're going to come up and over, turn, wrap it here, and you're going to punch. So try that again. Up and over. Right, up and over. Turn. Wrap it, punch, punch. Good, just like that. Awesome. Diane. Good. Just step back for 1 second. Do back choke number 1. Alright, she's going to get grabbed in the move, do a little bit more aggressive. So go ahead. There you go. Nice. Nice. One more time. Good. Now front choke. Do front choke number 1. The same thing that Heather was just doing. Good. Nice. Do it one more time. Very good. Awesome. Good to see you. Very good. Great. Thank you.
Now I want to learn how to use my lipstick.
Okay. So this little lipstick case here, we're going to use this as a weapon. I could use my knuckle, I could use my thumb, I could use my knuckles, I could use a keychain, I could use my cell phone, whatever I want to use. But for the ladies, we're going to use the lipstick case. Okay? So, actually, front choke gets put on, I take the lipstick case, I rub it down, and I rub it here, just like that. I'm rubbing and pushing like that. I'm pushing his kidney that way so he falls back. Okay? Go ahead. Rub it in. There you go. Try it again. One more time. That's it. Good. Nice. And that's how you can use the lipstick case for self-defense. Okay? Good.
All right, thank you so much.
Those are the gun techniques.
Yes, we're going to learn gun techniques.
Where's the gun? These moves, I really can't have Heather do these moves like real, but I'm just going to demonstrate a couple techniques with her right here so she gets to see what these techniques are all about. Always this gun safety check, make sure there's nothing in the gun, and just always safety first with any of the weapons, stick fighting, knives, or guns. Okay? So, gun on the head. Here. What do you want, man?
Give me money.
You got it. Yo, what do you want?
Give me money.
So you're going to the inside?
Step over here.
The outside.
No?
You're going around the outside.
Go ahead. What do you want, man?
Give me money.
Just like that. Don't do these until you train it for a long time. The first thing is to give the guy your money, give him your jewelry, just do that. You don't really want to do gun techniques until you know them for a long time, okay?
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Courtesy bow. Great. You got it. Get the best shot out of it. Spin back, grab him around the waist. Punch him. Put his hand below. No. Switch hands, switch hands, switch hands. That's it, that's it. Pull push. Good. That's it. Now watch. Ready? Grab. 1, 2, 3. That's how I would finish the technique. Okay? Takes a long time to get into that. All right.
All right, thank you so much.
Cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, everybody, keep it a little on the quiet side.
All right, I'm here with Amber and Stacy, a mother and daughter team here at Kazan Dojo. How long have you been doing this?
About 8 years.
And what's your belt?
I'm a brown black stripe.
And what does that mean?
That's the one right that's black. She's one belt away.
And black belt. And you're
And I'm one belt below her, so I'm 2 belts away.
okay.
This is like a black belt candidate.
Right.
She's getting ready for her black belt, which will be anywhere 6 months to a year. And then Stacy's getting ready for the black belt candidate technique belt, and that means she'll be preparing all the techniques from white belt all the way to black belt, all in one session. They come and they demonstrate the moves for 2.5 hours in front of everybody and get attacked by these guys behind them.
Okay. So since from the day you started till now, your confidence must be up here now.
Oh, yes.
So if you feel threatened in any way, you feel prepared and ready to go.
Oh yes, and not only just that, like every little day things too, like cupboards. We can block our face, falling in the snow. We know how to fall now, so it comes in handy. Like my little one is trained too, and they fell in the bathtub, and they escaped through it without having a major injury, which is.
So what's the best way to cover your face in an incident if something's coming at you?
Well, you
That's
block.
it, and you're
You
supposed to
block.
like tighten up.
Just always use your hands. And since we're always constantly blocking over and over again, it's just natural. Anything that's by your face, you learn to block it and move it out of the way.
What's your favorite move to do? You want to do one with each other? Just explain what you're going to do. And
Can you do it? Go ahead. Okay, go ahead. Sure, we'll do it right. Actually, you know what? It would be better if we had a big guy. Let's get Dr. D. Come and throw a punch at her. Let's see her doing a Remy. All right? Get her full. That's much. Good. One more time. One more time. Walk through it. Walk through it, Amber. Come on. That's it. Good. What's your move that you like to do? Go ahead. Jump in there. Doing a Remy on that.
Go, go, go.
That's it. You know, ready?
All right, this is my list. Final move of the night. Let's hope I survive. Then I'm alive. And we're back.
That's great.
Tom's also an actor and has been acting since he's a teenager. He's been in multiple shows and movies. When we come back from commercial, we're going to talk all about it.
Welcome to Formula Auto Wash, where every day is a great day for a car wash. Open 7 days a week from 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Sundays 8 a.m. till 4 p.m. Detailing packages for every budget, starting out at $29.99. 100% hand wash and detail centre. Hogshair and microfiber brushes and mitts. Proudly using Ecolab Blue Coral soaps and waxes. Formula Auto Wash has served the community for over 30 years. Senior discounts all day, every day. Ladies' Day Wednesday, $3 off any wash. Early bird discount Monday through Thursday till 9:30 a.m. Check out our website, formulaautowash.com.
You smell so good, I won't have to bathe the next 2 weeks. Anything. So, here, laugh a little harder. All right,
I will take him. I would be proud to show you off, you little old weirdo man.
Get a new sweater. The worst dressed man here tonight. Right? Look, get that laugh, and get it in there tonight because nobody else is going to laugh like her. She's under drugs, all right?
We are the Stylistics Review, and you're watching Madhousetv.com.
And we're back with Tom Renner, and now I'm talking to the actor, Tom Renner. Tom, you've been acting since grade school. What got you into that?
Well, you know, in grade school, I guess they always have these little shows. They always have all the kids involved. I remember being like one of the British soldiers during the Revolutionary War my first time. So I guess that's why I like history also. But I remember doing that show and then going up through school. But when I went to Hall Park High School, they have a television production department. Mr. Norm Golden was the acting teacher and English teacher at the school, so we did acting and all the shows. It was a lot of fun working on all the shows with him for 4 years. We did one acts, we did Grease, we did all these great shows. I was more behind the scenes because I was a little bit more shy back then, but because of my martial arts as I got more confidence, I started to do more things with the acting. And then when I actually went to St. Joseph's College, Sister Grace was running a theater program there, and I did some things in this acting class, and it really made me want to do it more and more and more. So in my early 20s, I was doing a lot of the acting, and then I started to head into the city and do acting classes on Tuesday and Thursday nights, and that's pretty much how I got into the acting, and then with the martial arts, the stunts.
Well, what was the first thing you ever did in acting?
The first thing I did in acting, I think, was that little show in grade school with the Revolutionary War, but my first movie was called The Cutoff, and we did that with Michael DePasquale Jr., my martial art instructor. He created this film, wrote the script and everything. We went down to North Carolina. We filmed at Screen Gem Studios for 2 whole weeks. We did stunts, we did fight scenes, we did acting, we did all these crazy things. We worked with some great actors at the time and some great martial artists, and that was my first film, and I think I was in like 7 different scenes, but my one big scene was fighting Sensei DePasquale Sr. and being an uke or a partner for Sensei Wally J, and I'm actually on the mats with these 2 great martial art masters getting thrown around and beat up a little bit in that movie.
And how did you get into the SAG Screen Actors Guild?
The SAG and AFTRA now, my good friend Anthony Mazza and my friend Tyrone Munn, they were on the SWAT team or ESU team in New York City. Anthony's still a police officer in the city, and I was teaching Tyrone martial arts at the time, and he said, I know you're into acting, Sensei, you want to come down and get on Law & Order? So they got me on Law & Order a couple of times, and then from there I got my SAG card after doing some stunt work and special abilities, and from there I just took off. We kept doing more Law & Orders. I did Batman with them. We did I Am Legend with Will Smith. I got to meet Will Smith and work with him on that film a little bit, and that was pretty amazing, but it was like 0 degrees out when we were filming. I was so cold when we did that film. But my 2 good friends in the New York City Police Department got me involved with the Screen Actors Guild and got me going forward that way.
Can you say what your favorite show you've been on is, or you don't want to say?
I would say for movies, my favorite movie was Assassin X, but hey, I produced it. My favorite movie that I did other than my film was Salt. I got to actually meet Angelina Jolie. She fell in front of me. I caught her. I saved her from hitting the floor. She said, I'm Angie, by the way. And I said, I know you think I'd be out here freezing my butt off for bread. And she started laughing, and we connected. And then she just asked me to walk her on and off the set. It was a very dangerous night. It was ice cold. There were helicopters flying around us. The snow was coming down. It was a very, very dangerous situation. But we had a great time doing that. TV, of course, Law & Order is a great TV series. I love doing the Law & Orders. Every time it's a different episode, SVU, Criminal Intent, we have all these different things. But I did get to work with the great Jerry Orbach, and we actually had some dialogue together during one of the filmings, and it was really a really great time. Also sang on a street corner with Harry Connick Jr., which was a lot of fun on one of the Law & Orders, and we sang It Had to Be You together, and just had a great time,
All right, well, we have some photos of Tom with some of these actors when he was on set, actually, in these TV shows. So the first actor was his main lead actor in Assassin X, Olivia Grunner. So let's show the photo of him. How was it working with Olivia?
Yeah, Olivier was great to work with. First time I had met him, but I've watched his movies, I've seen him a lot, and heard a lot of great things about him. Plus my director, Art Camacho, said some strong things about him. So we asked him to come on board with the film. He's a very experienced fighter, actor. He was in the French Special Forces. He's a kickboxing champion. Olivier is a great worker, good friend now, part of the family at Throwing Star Films, which is our film company. And we hope to work with him again. I have him involved in another film project right now called The Beast with my good friend Bobby Samuels. They're working on that. I'm also producing on that film, helping Bobby Samuels with The Beast. But Olivier, great, full of energy, great fight scenes. He does mixed martial arts and jiu-jitsu and kickboxing, and he brought a lot to the film.
And you also got to work with Marty Cove, who was the original sensei in Karate Kid, the original Karate Kid.
I mean, who does not want to work with Sensei Marty Cove. I met him in Atlantic City at Sifu Alan Goldberg's event at the Tropicana, this great martial art event that he puts on every year in January. And I got to sit down with Marty, and we talked about the dinner, at the dinner, and he said he'd love to work with me in art, and we brought him on board, and just really, really great, strong actor. I mean, I've worked with a lot of actors. This guy had notes and notes and notes and built the background of this character up so much. I was so impressed that I was working with this man. And he brought this character really to life. And it was great to work with him. And he's just a great gentleman. He came to my martial arts school too, signed pictures for the kids. Really was great with the whole dojo scene. And we promoted him to black belt at the premiere that we had at the Cinema Arts Center. He came as a guest. And we wanted to promote him. He's been training in different things all this time, and he never got a rank. So all the senseis that were there signed the certificate for him, and we promoted him to black belt, honorary black belt with us there. And it was great. Great guy. Marty Cove. Love you, Marty. Great.
All right, now here you are with Steven Spielberg, but I don't know the story behind this one, so let me know.
Steven Spielberg. Interesting. This happened by chance. You know, I wasn't in a Steven Spielberg film, although if you're watching, Steven, I'd love to be in one of your films. I was actually at a playhouse out in Sag Harbor, and my good friend Keith Cornelius was doing a play. Keith is a great actor, does a lot of Shakespeare, all kinds of great shows. So my buddy Keith invited me down to see him in the show, and Steven Spielberg's son was in the play. So here I am right beforehand, and I see this Indiana Jones hat walking into the place. And I go, that's Steven Spielberg. So I go over and I said, hey, sir, I love your work. Could I buy you a drink? And we spoke, but he already had a drink. And I asked him if we could actually take a picture together. And he said, how about after the show? So I respected that. And I just said, great fan, love all your stuff. And I went to walk away. And then he called me over. He goes, Tom, come here. Could you take a selfie with this thing? I'm not going to be here after the show. So he was a real gentleman about it. I didn't want to press the issue, but man, having a picture with one of the greatest movie makers of our time, Steven Spielberg, what a great night for me. Other than my friend Keith in the show, meeting Steven Spielberg and just having a great time with him. And we spoke for about 5 minutes, 5 or 6 minutes at the bar about different movie projects. And he said good luck with my film projects also.
Okay, and next up, you mentioned that you've been on a lot of Law and Order shows, and especially SVU. So here you are with my favorite, Mariska Hargitay. Hi, Mariska. I hope to meet you very, very soon. I love SVU.
Yeah, Mariska, great to work with. We had such a good time. I've worked with her several times on the set. But as I was hanging out with Harry Connick's kid was on the set that day, so she was hanging out with them, and so I brought them some hot chocolates, and we were talking, and because I'm with the SWAT team, and I'm actually not a SWAT team member, she thought I was a real SWAT team guy, and just came over and started talking with us a lot and hanging out, and was just freezing out again that day, so it was nice hanging out with her. We spoke a lot, and she introduced me to the rest of the cast members, all the big actors that were on the show, and it was nice, and we had a scene together. We were walking, and I had my gun and stuff on the set. But great, what a wonderful lady, just beautiful in person, and just great to work with. Very, very friendly, very nice.
So I do have a question. When I get to be on SVU, Law and Order, with Mariska?
Well, I can talk to my guys, and if we could hook it up, we'll get you on the show.
If I get on?
Anthony Mazza, we need to get her on. That's my hookup.
If I get on, does that mean it's always going to be freezing and I have to be bundled up?
Well, usually you're not bundled up, and it's really cold when you do some of these movies, you know. Like with the police stuff, I'm usually in a police uniform. We just have a fake bulletproof vest on and a shirt, and it's freezing outside for some reason. You have to put the heavy jacket on, and then in between takes, and then you take the jacket off again. And
I'll still do it to be on there. SVU, big fan, have watched it for years and watch every rerun right now. Okay, our next photo is a good friend of yours. He's been an actor in The Green Mile and Disturbia, David Morse. And here he is at your dojo.
Yeah, David, what a great guy. I can't mention a nicer man, just humble and friendly and very giving of his time. It's a funny story. I was talking with my friend Tom Ryan, who's best friends with him, and I did not know this at the time. But I was talking about, someone who I felt was the most underrated actor in Hollywood, and I thought that David is just a superior actor. He really does great in everything that he's ever done, and I just thought that he never got his due and never got that. Now he's got his own TV series, but he never got that big spot where he was actually the true lead guy. So I told Tom, and he started laughing, and as he's laughing, I'm like, why are you laughing at me? He goes, oh, well, David's my good friend. You want to meet him? And I just couldn't believe I was going to meet my favorite, actor of all time, which is David Morse. And I got to meet him, and he came down to the dojo for Tom Ryan's, I think it was a green belt test, actually. So he came down for that test and just stayed the whole day, took pictures with everyone, talked about everyone's favorite movie and favorite TV show that he was in. And couldn't be more giving of his time. And after that, I was invited to a off-Broadway show that he was involved in, and invited us to stay afterwards at this after party with all the stars and other people. And it was just a great time. David is very friendly, warm, and I hope to work with him one day because he was just amazing in person. I just can't even imagine what it's like to act with him in a movie or a television show.
All right, so lastly, we have a photo of you with Steven Seagal, of course, another martial arts guy. Tell us about Steven.
Well, I actually got to meet Sensei Seagal one time in San Diego at an outdoor training facility, and it was actually at at a zoo. So all these animals are roaring and screaming and all kinds of things out there. So I actually asked him if I could take some falls for him, and he really doesn't throw anyone but his own students. So he actually threw me a couple of times when he found out that I trained with Professor Wally J. So he threw me a little bit, and then that was a great way to meet him. And then we were in Denver, Colorado, and I got to work out with him again. And just me personally, nice guy. Had a great time training with him. His martial arts was great. He was very friendly and really was giving of his time and his knowledge of the martial arts. Very friendly guy. So him too, I'd love to do a fight scene with him in a movie sometime and get blasted through a glass window or something really cool,
Okay, so we're going to take a quick commercial, and when we come back, we're going to talk about Tom's stunt work.
Being a fireman is more than just putting out blazes and giving kittens CPR. Sometimes my duty demands I fan the flames, like when a call comes in from a lady who needs immediate assistance. Maybe she needs help with a computer thing. Maybe she wants to go in tiki. Could be as simple as understanding that walking in heels it's hard. Aussi simple que l'été dernier à Paris. C'est sympa. Maybe it's ladies' night in, and she wants a simple, delicious recipe for margaritas with a twist. First, a can of limeade. Now hold on to this. You'll be using it. Side note, kittens make everything better. Next, add water. Now, a bottle of light beer. No, shh. Trust me, I'm a professional. And last, and most important, Sauza Blue tequila. Now, mix it up. Ole. Yes, that's what I'm trained for. Whether it's to help her choose leggings or pants, telling her leggings are pants, or discussing leggings and jeggings versus pant pegging at her next ladies' night in, I'll come to the rescue. Don't call me a hero. Just call me. Let me know what time.
Static Gates is the #1 fence provider on Long Island, with the most inventory in stock. including vinyl chain link and aluminum. Offers a custom powder-coated system that prevents rust throughout the life of the fence. We carry fence tools to the trade. We even stock wood, rail, and glass hardware as well. Shannon Gates has our very own patented locking system. The next time you need fencing of any sort, both commercial and private, give Shannon Gates a call at 631-392-4330. You can also visit our website at shannongatesinc.com.
Galaxy Luxury Coach is a full-service limousine and party bus company. Family-owned and operated, we are an industry leader with over 25 years of experience in providing best-in-class luxury transportation for your special event. Whether it's your precious wedding day, an all-day wine tour out east, your high school prom, that special birthday, or just an amazing night on the town, our professional chauffeurs stand ready to ensure your special event is truly special. Galaxy Luxury Coach has one of the largest and modern party bus fleets in the New York area. Our party buses are simply nightclubs on wheels. Concert sound systems, light shows, lasers and strobes, multicolor LED lighting brilliantly lights your party bus inside and out. For corporate and more laid-back events, we will cater to your specific needs and requests. What sets Galaxy aside from all others in the luxury transportation industry is our attention to detail in customizing our services to your special event. At Galaxy, it's all about you and your guests. Galaxy customers return time and time again because they know they can trust Galaxy to help deliver those lifetime memorable moments. Step aboard and let your Galaxy experience begin. Galaxy.
And we're back with Tom Renner. A couple of fun facts about Tom. Tom actually taught his first dojo class in his garage.
Yeah, we started back in the early 80s. You know, we had a carpet on the floor. It was ice cold. We had those little space heaters. And it got cold, it got hot. But yeah, we were training. I actually had like 40, 50 people in my 1.5 car garage 3 times a week training for 3 hours a pop. And that was the first time we started training at my house in Hauppauge, actually.
And how old were you?
Had to be 20, 21, somewhere around there.
And then you ended up getting the dojo.
Right. Then I moved from there. We went to Farmingdale. I taught at Yanagi Martial Arts, where I was taking Japanese sword classes. We rented out space from Sensei Tom and Sensei Tom Walter, my sword teacher at the time. And then we moved to my stepmother. My stepmom had a jazzercise studio in Deer Park, Chris Renner. So I rented out the jazzercise studio. And when they were done with their classes, I would jump in and I would have my kids' classes, my adult classes right in Deer Park at the jazzercise.
Whatever happened to jazzercise? I forgot about jazzercise.
Still going, still going.
There was one in Hicksville. Is that still there?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. Another fun fact is you got into martial arts by watching the show Hong Kong Phooey and David Carradine in Kung Fu, the series.
Yeah, watching Hong Kong Phooey. Actually, I have a little Hong Kong Phooey doll in my car, but they call me Phooey at work, too, at the high school. Hey, Phooey. But I saw the show. I saw martial arts for the first time, I guess. Then I saw David Carradine in Kung Fu, and then started watching some Bruce Lee movies, and always wanted to do martial arts at the time, but never could. Did a little boxing when I was younger, but really went into the martial arts more than anything. I really enjoyed it once I started learning. That's what I've been doing ever since 37 years approximately.
And you obviously do a lot of stunt work. Who have you trained for stunts?
Well, I was with Lance Reddick on a on a movie called Bridget. It was actually called Beirut first, and then it was called Bridget. And it's funny because my friend Earl Baker Jr., who's in my dojo, he's a really big actor. He does a lot of off-Broadway, Broadway stuff. He's good friends with this guy, Lance Reddick. So when we met each other and he found out that I taught Lance on this show, it was very funny. But I taught Lance how to do some falls, some fighting, and it actually got me upgraded into a scene where I get shot over a table and I get shot using a squib where the blood comes out of your shirt, doing that stunt. So that was one of the main guys. And then, of course, I trained John Stanisi is a Broadway actor on television shows a lot. He's been at my dojo. I've trained him for a lot of things. He's a black belt with me. Tom Ryan, an Emmy-nominated actor on LA Law, Law and Order. He's been on every TV show, 24, and everything you could think about. So I've trained Tom for a long time, and he's a great guy too. And when I'm on the set, every now and then I'll grab someone and I'll show them something here and there and just have fun with it. It's just great to do it. But safety is always the main concern. Art Camacho, my good friend, my partner, my director, always says safety first. So I always want to do safety first when we're on the set. So we always make sure that everyone is safe.
Well, people must be calling you from everywhere knowing what your abilities are, especially on these TV shows. They know that you're a master instructor, sensei. So are you getting called particularly just to do martial arts too?
Well, usually I just do the stunt work. I've done a lot of stunts and fight scenes. So sometimes there was a film I flew out to California for called B4. It's actually on Amazon Prime right now. I'm the stunt coordinator, and my son is the assistant stunt coordinator, Tom Renner Jr. We do this whole, like 100 fight scenes. I'm teaching these guys fight scene, how to kill and knife and kill each other and beat each other up, and the girls and the guys, and it's just a deja vu thing where it's just happening over and over and over again. So we have to come up with all these different fights that last in this 24-hour period, I guess. And that was a lot of fun doing that, but that was my first coordinator job. But on the set, every now and then, I'll offer my help and do a little choreography and teach someone how to do something, or how to place the camera angle the right way. Because, if you do a punch and the camera's facing the wrong way, it could look like a miss. Or if you have the camera set up just right, it'll look like a hit, and the guy will be snapping his head. So it's very hard to get it right. But once you know the mechanics, Joe Hess, one of the guys that taught me how to do stunt fighting. He's been in a lot of TV shows too. Back in the day in Florida, he was in Miami Vice a lot. So Joe Hess taught me how to do a lot of fight scenes and choreography. Michael DePasquale Jr., my sensei, taught me how to do the fight scenes. Art Camacho's the fight master in Hollywood and California. He's taught me how to do a lot of things behind the camera, in front of the camera. So this compilation of people and events and shows I've been on have been great to do the stunts.
All right, well, getting back to Assassin X, I just want everyone to know it's available in Redbox, so check your location for it. I found my copy in Glen Cove last night. And it's on Amazon.com, so you could get your copy there. Anywhere else that's it for now, right?
Yeah, they had it at Best Buy, Walmart, Barnes & Noble. You can actually get a lot of these things online, like you said, on Amazon. The red boxes are popping up everywhere, and it's just been great. It's really, all the stores have been sold out. I've been going to the stores and they've been sold out. So keep buying Assassin X and supporting us. We really appreciate it. My kids, I teach at Westbury High School, and the kids at my school are always asking me nonstop about my movie stuff. If I come in shaved, they know I was doing a movie, or I was a police guy, and I might show them a clip here and there, but only right before Easter vacation or something. They see me with the beard shave. They know I'm doing some film work. Very interesting, and the kids are very interested in that. So I got to go and pump the kids and let them know that the movie's out, so they could rent the movie too.
That's right. Go rent Assassin X, because we watched it last night, and it just puts you in the mood to go out there and kick butt. And I wish I had Tom's skills. So it's like Tom always says, it takes years of training. So what you saw in the video earlier obviously took years and years of training, but he did teach me a few techniques that I definitely can use in real life that would probably save my life if it had to. So yes, Tom mentioned he's actually a social studies teacher in Long Island. Can you believe, with everything else, he's a social studies teacher?
Yeah, I started teaching at Westbury. This is my 13th year at Westbury High School, having a great time. Love the kids. I work with a great faculty. The teachers are phenomenal at Westbury. Just having a great time. It's always good to go in. Current events, social studies is always changing. History is always changing. So we do start off with all the, old school social studies, dates, and all the things that we have to know for, our testing and everything. But as we go through history and different things pop up that are current, we could cover a lot of interesting material. And the kids are great with it. We just have a great time. I love teaching social studies at Westbury. It's definitely been a great addition onto the things that I do besides the movies and the dojo. I enjoy teaching a lot.
Well, the kids must be so excited to have you as a teacher, especially with your background. And they could just see you on TV that week on one of the shows, and they know that you're a grandmaster at the dojo. So that must be exciting for the kids.
Yeah, the big thing for the kids, I guess 2 years ago, was I was on the Long Island Medium with Tariq Caputo. So the kids saw me on that, and they're like, that's the social studies teacher that was on the Medium. He's the sensei guy. So it was pretty funny when the kids came up to me and like, was that you on that show? I was like, yeah, that was me on the show. And they, you know, it was a 10-minute spot, so it was a lot of time where I was talking on the show. So they had a good time coming up to me. Plus, one of the forensics teachers, Mr. Rodriguez, would always play a clip of me somewhere, and he'd be like, find the teacher in this school and let me know who it is who's doing some stunts or some acting in this show. And he would show different clips of me all over. I don't know how he found these clips, but he always found great clips of me doing stuff. And the kids in a forensic class would always come up to me and be like, oh, look, Mr. Renner, you're in this movie. So it was a lot of fun at the school when the kids come up and have seen me on something.
And it's some of the kids coming up to you and asking you, I want to be an actor. How do I get into it? Where do I start?
Yeah, I have kids every year. We have a nice theater, the kids do theater there. We put on some great shows at Westbury. The kids really try. The musicals are great, the dramas are great. Like I said, the staff really works hard with the kids, and the kids are just very, very dedicated to putting on a great show, the best that they can do. So props off to them, props to them. I try and go to all the shows and see them in the shows and support it because I'm a fan of the theater anyway. But after they graduate, I tell them they could come and see me with a headshot or anything like that, but while they're in school, really not to worry about it until after. And then after they graduate, I'm more than happy to help anyone that wants to try and get involved with film work or television or anything like that.
I'm giving Tom my headshot after the show. You could find Tom Renner, on Facebook. He also has a website, KazanDojo.net. That's KazanDojo.net. And if they want to email you or contact you?
Yeah, you can get in touch with me at kazan@optonline.net. That's a good way to get in touch with me. Or you can always call the dojo at 631-242-4707. That's the dojo number. I'm there several nights a week. And if not, I'll get back to you. We have an answering machine.
Take a class at Kazan Dojo. I'm telling you, it was the most fun night I've ever had in a long time. Great physical activity and amazing techniques to learn, especially as a woman. You want to know, I want to feel protected and safe and know something. Be prepared.
And you know how you use your lipstick case now.
Yes.
You could use your lipstick case for self-defense.
Yes, I know how to use a lipstick case now to take someone down. That was my favorite part. I do want to end the show with, if you didn't watch us live, please go to Hangin' Out with Heather on Facebook. The YouTube video will be posted tonight. And you could also subscribe to my YouTube channel, Hangin' Out with Heather. We'll have an after conversation later on tonight with Tom and I on Facebook. And I just want to bring up a point that most of you that know me, I work with animals every day. That's what I do. I am having a meetup group this Wednesday night at 6:30 down at the Eisenhower Dog Run, which is not inside the actual park. It's on Salisbury Park Drive and Stewart Avenue at the intersection. They have a great dog park. I run a dog group called the Long Island Smushies, and I have a Boston Terrier, so it's all those little smushies with the smush-faced noses. I founded the group back in 2011, and we have over 300 members in the group. So we come on down to play at dog parks and have fun. But I just want to give a few people some advice that have never gone to a dog park with their dog, that you should always go look before you go and bring your dog into one. Check it out. You might want to bring a dog trainer with you, let you know how your dog would do the first time. Dogs are all off leash. They cannot be on leash inside the dog park. A regulated dog park will always have the small dog separation from the big dog area with a gate in between. And when you walk in, there's 2 gates. So when you open the first gate, you shut it behind you always, so no dogs could run out. And the second gate is to lead you into the dog park. You take your dog off leash before you open that gate into the dog park and shut it right behind you. And do not be scared when all the dogs run up to your dog to sniff him. They're just coming over to meet him, and it'll take 2 seconds. Some people panic. Don't panic. Don't lift your dog up. That's the worst thing you could do. Just let the dog sniff your dog, and they're going to just run away and take him on as a friend. But don't bring your dog if he's not socialized with other dogs. So everyone that comes to my meetups are socialized and friendly, and I will see everybody Wednesday night. If you have a friendly dog, even if he's not a smush face, you could come on down Wednesday night, 6:30 at the Eisenhower Dog Run. I'll be running my dog group. They just have to be under 30 pounds, socialized, and friendly. So Tom, you want to end with anything else about your amazing life?
I'm actually very grateful for all the people that have helped me get me here. My family for always believing in me and pushing me to do the martial arts, do the movies. It's been great. And I forgot to mention my good friend Sasha Mitchell, who's in Assassin X. Sasha was great brother to work with. He's a good friend. Really enjoyed being with him. And I want to thank Joey and Carmelo Mazzarisi from Deer Hills Pizza, really helping us out with our premiere and giving us great food, great pizza there with Joey and Carmelo also. Thanks, Heather. I had a great time today.
It was great having you on the show. And tell us about the next show that you might be on, or movie.
Well, I'm really not allowed to talk about the next project, but we're going to be, maybe we'll be filming out in Las Vegas, and there's going to be a really big star attached to this next one. I'm hoping to get a fight scene with this guy. If I can give you a hint, it's not the Tuma, you know, I'll just leave it at that. But yeah, we'll be working on this film out in Las Vegas, hopefully, and once our film is wrapping up with all the sales, we're working on doing another project, probably starting by next summer. So get me headshots, get in touch with me, whatever you want. If we could use you on a project, I'd love to help people out and get people involved. So I'm getting Heather's first, and you could put your headshot behind Heather's, and we'll get it going.
Will you be shooting in New York?
No, my goal is to shoot in New York. One day we will film a film right here. We will shoot a film here on Long Island. I want to do a Long Island film. But we do film out in Las Vegas and out in LA a lot. So sometimes even, you know, down in Mexico they shoot. But we're trying, you know, all new places, all kinds of places to shoot. But I would love to. Babylon is just a great little town. Glenn's Dinette. I want to shoot a scene at Glenn's on that long breakfast counter that they have there. Everyone's eating their famous blue monkeys, and we'll have a fight scene right in there or something cool. And then the Babylon Meat Market, we could do some kind of execution style in the meat locker or something really cool. But the streets of Babylon are beautiful to film on, and that's one place I really would like to film right here on the island.
That's wonderful. So are you going to be in any SVU or any episodes soon?
Yeah, I always have to wait for them to call me. I actually got called for Blue Bloods, but I was away on a producer meeting last week out in Montana with a whole bunch of people. I got to be with some great producers and some martial art action people. Cynthia Rothrock was there. I had a great time with Cynthia. And Don Wilson was there, good friends. And James Wilson, they just produced their film, The Martial Arts Kid, and got to be with them out there in Montana and, you know, get their film too. We're always promoting each other and trying to help each other out with our projects. But yeah, I had the chance to do a couple of lines on Blue Bloods, but like I said, I was away. But I'm always waiting for the next phone call and trying to create the next new thing.
Well, Tom, I applaud you for everything you've done.
Thank you.
You created a dojo for people to learn their life skills and protect themselves and be safe. And you're a social studies teacher. You're helping these kids learn, obviously, every day. You are living out your dream, which everybody should be doing. I'm starting to live out mine by even being here at Madhousetv, and you have to do it. You have to live out your dream. It doesn't matter how old you are. Please go do what you want to do in life. Life's too short. I know it's a cliche, but it's true. You only have today, so go out and do something. And I want to thank Tom for being here. He's a great guy. I wish him so much success on this movie, Assassin X, and everything following.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me. Go out, chase your dreams, everyone. Work for me, work for her. Do it.
Chase your dreams. And again, go to Hanging Out with Heather on Facebook.com or go to Tom Renner on Facebook. Or you could go to my YouTube and subscribe to Hanging Out with Heather. All of our information will be there. You'll find out more about Tom. I have a lot of photos up and videos of preparing for the show the last couple of weeks. I've had so much fun preparing for this show. And I know that I'm going to become good friends with Tom after this.
Thanks for having me on, Heather.